Hello and welcome to English 115 online this summer. My name is Jessica Posey. You can call me Jetta or Professor Posey, whichever you prefer. Jetta's my nickname. Hello. I thought a good way to start is just by showing you around the site a little bit to get you familiarized with what's going on in our course. So the first thing I'd like to show you is that when you log into our Blackboard page, you're going to see this announcement screen. And underneath it is where you can check for current announcements I might have for you that day. And then over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see different tabs. The first one is syllabus and calendar. So if you click on that, you will notice that there is a link for both the syllabus and the course calendar. I save them as Word documents, so when you open it up, you can print it if you want to. I always like to have a hard copy in front of me. So this is our syllabus. And it's pretty straightforward. It has a lot of really important information on it, so I do suggest that you read it thoroughly. So the first thing that you'll see is that my office hours are by appointment only. So since this is online, we can arrange to do a Skype meeting if you would like, or you can just email me, whatever you're more comfortable with. And then underneath that, you're going to see the required course materials. The first book that you need is called Understanding Rhetoric, and it looks like this. It's a graphic narrative, which means it's like a comic. It makes it really easy and fun to read. I hope you like it. I know I do. And the second book you need is called The Little Seagull, and it's the second edition. And you're going to need both of those books the very first week of class, as you have 2 quizzes that are going to be due by Friday evening. All right. Besides the 2 textbooks, you do have to make sure that you have reliable internet connection and a trustworthy computer. Okay, as you move through the syllabus, you're going to see the course description and objectives. Basically, that lets you know everything that you're going to accomplish during this summer semester. And then you're going to see the attendance and participation. And basically, your participation is how involved you are in the course site, posting to discussion boards, making sure you're participating in peer review workshops, working on group presentations, and also commenting on Padlets, which I'll show you in a little bit. The next thing it talks about is preparation. So this is an online course, so in one way it's very freeing. You can be doing whatever you want at home while you're logged on and doing your work. But also it requires a lot of time management. So you want to make sure that you're staying on top of your dates and that you really take the extra time to prepare yourself. You're going to have to be a self-advocate, and you're going to have to make sure that you're taking adequate notes on the readings and asking enough questions so that you have clarity on everything that we're going through. Under due dates and late work, I want to stress that your major writing projects, your major essays, you can turn those in late. However, each class day that it's late is 1 grade off, and I do give you 1 free pass, so you can turn 1 essay in 1 day late without any penalty this semester. However, other work like quizzes or homework assignments or presentations, nothing is accepted late, so just be aware of that ahead of time so you can manage your time properly. Okay. The next thing that you're going to see on the syllabus is a list of all of our assignments and activities. And so this talks about my policy for how you turn in your work to SafeAssign. The next thing down is discussion board posts. So basically, I'll present a topic each week, and your first post, your initial post, is due Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. And then you have to make 2 comments to your peers' posts by Saturday at 11:59. And each discussion board post is a total of 20 points, so it's 160 for the whole semester. So it's weighted even heavier than your research paper. So you want to make sure that you really are keeping up with your posts. You're going to have quizzes this semester, a total of 6 of them, and they're all notated on the course calendar, so there's no surprises. You know what readings you have to do. And quizzes are very straightforward. If you did the reading or you read the handout, they're very self-explanatory. You'll have no problem answering them. The writing projects are your essays, but I don't call it essays because 2 of them are not. One of them is an annotated bib and another one is a visual project. So for the visual project, you get to be creative. So these are directions for how you're going to turn in writing projects, and basically it talks about MLA formatting, how they all have to be MLA formatted, and I'm going to be including a video about how to properly format a paper in MLA, and I've also got some links about where you can get help with that too. Here I talk about extra credit opportunities. There are going to be a few this semester, and I'll make sure to keep you updated about what they are. The first one, though, is that if you catch me making a grammar or spelling error in any of my writing that I do online to you, and you're the first person to point it out, you get an extra credit point. Just be aware you have to do all 6 writing projects in order to be able to claim that extra credit at the end of the semester. You're going to be making 2 presentations this semester, both with partners. One's going to be about our literary analysis, and the other one's going to be on logical fallacies. So hopefully you'll enjoy creating those. There's a final exam. It's both objective, which means basically short answer, fill in the blank, and it's also timed writing. But like I said, if you're keeping up with quizzes and the readings, it's very straightforward, and you'll have no problem succeeding on that. Okay, the next thing on the syllabus is the point breakdown. You'll see what all of the assignments are worth, and there's also a space for you to keep track of what your points are. I do record all of your scores digitally in Blackboard, so you'll be able to see them, but you can also keep this written record for you as well. And then also notice the class is out of 1,000 points, so that means you can get 900 points and still get an A. So there's some wiggle room to get those high grades if you're interested. This section talks about netiquette, basically proper etiquette for being in an online atmosphere. It would be great if you could read through all of these. Then it has the plagiarism policy for the campus. Familiar yourself with that and realize that all of your essays do go through SafeAssign, which is a plagiarism checker. If you have questions about how to cite something or how to properly use MLA format for quotes, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can also contact the Writing Center at Southwestern College and they can help you too. Here I've included the link for where to get online help if you're having issues with Blackboard. And then also, if you're a student that has special needs, please, you need to talk to me in the first week of class. We have an excellent DSS department on campus that can offer a wide range of services to help you succeed. And this last little box on the syllabus talks about an academic success referral, which basically lets you know that there's free tutoring for you available at Southwestern College. You do have to go onto the campus to get it usually, but there's tutoring in all subjects, not just English. But the great thing about our English department is that there is also an online component. It's called the Online Writing Lab, and you can actually submit digital copies of your paper and somebody will get back to you within 2 business days. So I'll show you the link for where that's at in just a few moments. Okay, the next thing I want you to check out is the course calendar. So it's in the same tab under course and calendar. So if you click on it, you'll see that I set it up for weeks. So each week of the class has everything you have to read, everything you have to watch, everything you have to post about, all listed. So you see that here. So it's got the date and then what we're doing during that week. This way you can kind of have a glance of everything coming up ahead of time. No surprises what's going to be due. I know it looks like a lot of work, but it is manageable. The readings are not too terribly long, and hopefully you'll find most of them really interesting. Okay, so I suggest you print a hard copy of the course calendar and tape it up somewhere near your computer on the wall. Just have a copy of it somewhere just so you can always see what's coming up next so you can plan your summer accordingly. Okay, other things to familiarize yourself with is this button right here, and it says weekly tasks. So if you click on weekly tasks, basically it tells you what you have to do that week. Each week will automatically appear at 11:59 on Friday night. So for this week, you're only going to be able to see week 1. And when you click on it, it contains everything you have to do for that week. So it contains all the articles you have to read, the discussion board posts you have to do, your quizzes. And on the quizzes, please be aware that once the quiz opens, you can't retake it. So once again, be ready to take your quiz, do the readings ahead of time, because once you open it, you've got 15 minutes to complete it, and then it automatically shuts down if you haven't submitted it yet. All right, so besides the articles, There's also going to be folders usually that contain information about your essays that are coming up. So if you click on the essay folder and open it, you'll see that it contains all the documents you need for that essay. So in here, you've got the guidelines for the first one we're going to write. You've got the checklist ahead of time. This is what we're going to use during our peer review workshop. I included a brainstorming worksheet, so if you're having a hard time coming up with some ideas, this worksheet's optional, but it can help with your pre-writing. And the last thing I've included is a student sample essay. You're also going to see a video posted soon about my expectations for that student sample essay and ways that it can be improved or things that were good about it. Okay, so the last thing that you might see inside of one of these weekly folders is something called a Padlet. This right here is a Padlet, and what it is it's a corkboard that you can post things to. So you'll see a prompt from me like this one right here, and then when you want to post something, down here in this bottom corner is this pink circle. You click on it, and then I can write whatever I want and post it, and it'll show up. So just like this. All right, and when you're done posting it, you can move your writing anywhere on the corkboard so that your classmates can see it easily. So this is Padlet. Hopefully you can familiarize yourself with it because we're going to be using it a lot this semester. Okay. So the next thing that you should be aware of is that also in the left-hand corner of the screen of Blackboard, you will see underneath Weekly Tasks a tab that says Course Documents. What I did was I took all of those documents that you would find inside of your weekly folders and I also put them here. So all of the writing projects are listed here, all of the handouts I'm going to give you are here, and also all of the articles and readings. That way, if for some reason you're looking at your course calendar and you can't remember what week something was in, this is just another quick place for you to find it. So the handouts, basically on your course calendar, it'll notify you if it's a handout, but inside the handouts box, you'll find MLA guidelines, you'll find some really handy signal words that help with your transitions, also introductory words for quotes, handouts about Axis format, which is part of the reading for your first week, and also a rhetorical précis form that we're going to be using later on. Let's see. The next tab down after course documents is your discussion board. So your discussion boards will be posted inside of the weekly tasks, but it's also here. So if you just want a quick link over to it, you can. You just click discussion board and it'll show you the forums that I have posted. So you'll see right here the very first discussion board post is already ready to go. The discussion boards, once again, your first post is due Wednesday. 2 responses to your peers are due Saturday, and the directions for that are listed on the screen. Okay, so underneath the discussion board is a link for your grades. You can click on there and see how you're doing. There's a help button if you need help. Useful links, I added a few links that I think are pretty useful. So when you click on it, here's the link to that online writing lab I was telling you about. There's one to the Academic Success Center, so if you want to actually schedule one-on-one tutoring, you can. And you can also find the hours to the Writing Center, which is open all summer. So if you want to walk in and get help, they'll do a 15-minute session with you to help you with any aspect of your writing. It's really great, and the people in there are really friendly. The next link I provided for you is to the Chula Vista Public Library. Sometimes you're going to pick a topic to research or that you're interested about that our library might not have texts about. So you can actually look at the card catalog for the Chula Vista Library right here through our Blackboard site. And then the last link I have for you here so far is the farmers markets in San Diego. And the reason I have that listed is because if you visit a farmers market this summer and just take a selfie of yourself there, and upload that picture either to our Padlet in week 4 or send me an email of it, you'll get 3 extra credit points, and it'll make more sense when I start talking to you about our research paper. Just remember, for any extra credit, you do have to do the 6 major writing projects and complete them all in order for me to add all of your extra credit up at the end. Okay, the last little tab that you're going to see on the left-hand side of your screen is the email function. It's pretty handy because it lists everybody's email in our course. So